tuned in here, coming to you live from lovely Vietnam. And over here, it would be Good Morning Vietnam. Y'all remember Robin Williams? Yeah, in that movie. Yep, that's what's up. That's what's going on. So I don't know if none of y'all up. We're getting ready to find out. Yo, while you hit the chat, yo, hit the like, hit the subscribe. I'll post a link in the description below so you can hit my Rumble page. We got more subscribers over there. I'm about to populate some stuff on that channel so we can keep it moving, y'all. So I know everybody's feeling some kind of way right now. So we gonna get into it. We're gonna talk about them signs that are on them. We got signs everywhere right now, so y'all need to know what them signs are. So if you getting in on this chat, yeah, I would say fireside chat, but it's more of a beachside chat going on right now. Instead of fireside, we got the beach side. We're gonna get going. Start dropping some comments right now on the live, and I can know who's in here, know who I'm breaking bread with. Y'all let me know too if my sound and my audio is clean. On my end, it looks like it. So before we get started, talking about these signs, all these signs everywhere, stuff popping up all over the place. Before we get in on that, y'all drop me some commentary real quick. Tammy Smith, there you go, bam. Just let me know if my stream's coming through good. I'm gonna get started. You know, just typical fashion. Majorism 101. We're gonna start popping it off. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for that. All right. Hope y'all doing well. And I know hope is kind of an empty kind of word. We just use it. But how about I change that to, I know y'all doing well because your phone's still on. Look like you got service if you're listening to me right now. So that's pretty dope. You probably breathing or you wouldn't be watching this right now. And I would say that you probably had a decent meal or some kind of meals, a little water, some kind of hydration, because you wouldn't be on the live right now if you were starving to death and if you was thirsty. So I think you're okay. Most of y'all got 2 pair of socks or more. You're doing well. I'm telling you. Some of y'all got 50 pair of socks thinking you bumming, thinking, wow, life's a drag. It is not the case. So what are these signs I'm talking about? What's these signs we talking about? Some people will take that title and it's doom and gloom, of course. They're going to take that title and run it through the doom and gloom ringer and come out with a different optical illusion of what the title means before they click on the live and see what the actual information is stating. The signs I'm talking about are the ones where you are the creator of. Now, don't take that the wrong way. You're not the sole creator of nothing, but you are one of the creators of everything. Let that sink in. You have to start knowing who you is in this thing. And you have to know thyself before thyself can know anything. And before you can use those abilities, they would call those superpowers. But people don't even like to think that they super because in most people's mind's eye, life sucks. They don't know how to take lemons and make lemonade. They don't know how to, take a rock and turn it into some bread. They don't know. And maybe y'all sitting there going like, yo, I don't know either. Tell me. Teach me how to Dougie, Major. I need to know too. We'll get to that. But as far as knowing yourself, and doing inner work instead of more outer work. See, right now they got you busy doing outer work. How to look fly, how to drive a fly looking car, or drive a car that don't look fly, but attempt flyness by putting $10,000 rims and tires on it to make it fly kind of stuff. They got you exteriorly visiting this location when you're supposed to be interiorly producing this locations, environments for yourself. So there again, to do this kind of thought manipulation on the patterns and the pixels. You know, the TV screen is full of pixels. All these little pixels added up together give you that digital color you see right now. Little bitty dots all over the screen add up to being the image you're looking at right now. That's pretty crazy, huh? Your mind might just not acknowledge the fact that that's what's going on to see me doing what I'm doing right now, but that's exactly what's going on. So did you know that you can dot things together with your visual mind's eye and create everything around you that you want, as opposed to getting everything around you that you don't want? The reason why we're doing this kind of, redundant, ridiculous activity is because our minds are still on programming 101, accepting programming coming in as opposed to putting programming out. See, you want to be a distributor of programming. You want to be a broadcaster of programming. You don't want to be a receiver of it. You want to be a transmitter, okay? You listen to the radio station because somebody else is transmitting. Then you receive that sound or that frequency or that channel you think you like, right? And then you bump to the music, you on the road, driving your car, yeah, okay. Well, you're just a receiver. That's the same as a consumer. And if you only have a consumer mindset or a receiver of transmissions mindset only, and you don't develop any transmission capabilities of your own, you ain't gonna never change your situation in this life. It's gonna always be the same. It's gonna always look the same. It's gonna always feel the same. You're gonna always have a question, why it always happened to me like this? Why is this doing that? Blah, 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 blah. Okay, so this message is to motivate. This message right here, this is a deep diver. And it's only a couple of y'all on here. So y'all must be meant to hear this, because everybody else playing, thumb wars or something, doing some other, watching YouTube, watching the slap off competition. How stupid is that? Dudes slapping each other to see who can not get knocked out, so on and so forth. And they getting paid money for that. We got a lot of stupidity going on right now. So with all these distractions going on, with all this don't know which gender is which stuff going on, and you can be this or you can be that, hey, whatever, okay? To me, it's all distractionary. It's all trying to get me off of my base of transmitting what I want to happen out there and get me in receiver mode. If you stay in receiver mode 24/7, your transmitting capabilities are only pliable to what you're receiving on the transmissions coming in from outer sources. So you're going to only be able to reproduce what those transmissions been sending to you and you've been receiving. That's a loud horn. Yeah, that's really loud. So you got to understand that, did I create that distraction or somebody? Anyway, I'm just messing with you. What's up, bro? He was like, boo, boo, boo. That was a bro man kind of honk. Boo, boo, boo. That was a Cadillac Brougham kind of honk right there. Anyway, these distractions, and I hope I didn't distract you right there. I'm trying to keep you tuned in, keep this thing wired up, exciting, and you gotta laugh a little bit in this experience too. It's okay to laugh, y'all. It's okay to have fun. It's okay to go do something you actually want to do. Now, this broadcasting and reception thing is a real thing. It's the same as that thing that was out a little bit a while ago, The Secret. They had The Secret telling you about how to manifest, and they called it The Secret because they knew that was a way that people was going to buy their publication. Those principles and the laws that govern those things and the way we think, the law of attraction, the law of attraction. There's a couple other laws I done forgot. I done got rusty. I use them but don't know the terms no more. Those things are actual real things that are going on daily inside your mind. And when those things are not targeted as producers of outcomes, and you just don't recognize that these things are the cause and effects over your life, you end up in a place where you're only receiving information from others. And when you're a receiver only or a consumer only and you don't produce anything, guess what happens? You get depleted. You get wore out. You have nowhere else to go because everything is give and take. Everything is yin and yang. Everything is positive, negative. You need a positive wire and a negative wire to complete the circuit before that light bulb come on. Okay? That coil that's called the filament inside the light bulb, that's the same filament in my hair, these curls in my hair that receive the energy and transmit it. These receive the energy and transmit it from the sun, receptive and transmissional energies. But as a consumer, most people only receive and hold, or they don't regurgitate much. You just receive it, hold it, take it in, and get fat off of the information received. So what we got to start doing here to fix this thing, and I just saw 1111 on my screen. We was live. It was just 1111. If you start seeing the number 1111 on your phone, on your watch, on your clock, here, there, on the elevator, whatever. I just had that happen to me on the elevator today. The floor came up, floor 11 on the screen. And one arrow was up and one arrow was down. Yo, that's the beauty of balance right there, being exhibited to me in real time, coming from the projections of my mind out here on this reality that I'm creating for myself. So you guys to start. Now, a lot of people will go, yo, Major, that's all that freaky stuff, man. I believe in God and God is the one who blesses me. And that, well, if you just believe that you're not responsible for the blessings part, which you got to be careful using that word blessing too. I'll break that down for you in just a second. English language is tricky. I'm just using it because it's a normal catchphrase we use all the time. We don't even know what we're using. I'm gonna tell you what you're using when you use that word, but for all intensive purposes, the word blessing, thinking that it's something helping you, you're sourcing those things coming from a particular entity. And then if that particular entity is the only expectation for you getting something, then you're actually denying, if you believe that way, that entity called God is the one who's helping you get something, then you actually removed yourself from the equation of making your reality look like this every day. Because everything on this plane of thought and dimension of what you call life is user experience. It's user discretionary. See, you know, let me get you back to that word blessing. All right. So the word blessing, I want you to slow it down. Be less ing. Be less. The first two syllables in the word blessing is to be less. Bless. Be less. You see what I'm saying? So how you gonna be less me? Don't tell me, oh, blessings, because I understand the word to mean something totally different than what you may have been programmed to think that it means. Now, did I used to believe that too? Yes, once upon a time when I was a little boy, up until my teenage, my middle-aged years. But then I had to start chewing meat and I had to get off the bottle. I had to stop drinking milk. As your body reconfigures to this atmosphere, you got to have different kind of sustenance. Your mind is the most important part of your being. When this ain't fresh or refreshed or fresh to death, all of the time being worked on every day, you lose what capacity you have for this to operate in. You don't gain nothing, you lose. So be careful with the words out there. I want y'all to slow these English words down. Words. Take the S off the back, put it on the front. Now them words turn into sword. Be careful with the swords you're using. People who don't know what they say are people who don't know what to do. People who don't have a clue. You know what I'm saying? So you got to start researching some of this information for yourself. Get out of the religious box If you're a Catholic, if you're a Protestant, a Pentecostal, Baptist, if you're a Seventh-day Adventist, it don't matter. If you Buddhism, all this different stuff, it don't matter. Get out of your box, your regional box for a moment, and then go out here and see. Because here's what happens: the signs that people been seeing, they can only see those signs meaning a certain meaning based on a certain kind of programming that already took place long ago, repetitiously in your life and in my life. So that's why they always say, they use a little antiquated sense. Is the glass halfway full or halfway empty to you? Think about it. A lot of people gonna see a glass half full of liquid and they gonna say, man, it's almost out. But when you flip the script on reality and you see things the opposite way, which people like that are few and far in between. So we riding out here a little lonely. They say it's lonely at the top. Well, at the top of your thought is lonely because there ain't too many other folk up there. But when you see the glass halfway full, that's a whole nother projection of reality you're going to place in your environments around you, right? So, it's half empty, man. Give me some more. That's a consumer mindset. That's the guy that just consumes stuff because he's scared he's about to run out. The other cat, oh, it's half full. Shoot, I ain't got much further to go. Let me fill this on up real quick. Add some more to the equation instead of subtractive thought to the equation. So this whole video talking about the signs, or this live talking about the signs out there, people, oh, wars and rumors of wars. Why? Because Western theology has demanded that you only see what it is they programmed you to see. Everything related to the Bible, let's say, is the only thing most people will see. Now you travel across the world, and then over here in the Sudan or somewhere in some Arab state, then it's going to be the Quran. Okay, then it's going to be an Islamic viewpoint kind of outlook. They got their mind seared too. So when y'all hear me talk about the Bible, I ain't studied the Quran like I had 20 years of study in the Bible stuff previously. Okay, so that's why I bring it up all the time. That's why I can see the contrast. That's why I can see how a lot of us done got a limb cut off by fully associating with the thought of belief. The thought of belief means that you didn't experience it for yourself. You didn't go out and seek it. Someone told you about it. It appealed to you, and then you chose it, and then you followed it. Then that becomes belief. Now, experience or knowing, there's a different definition for the English word knowing. To know something means to have experience in it. You are the writer of the text now because you're out there. Like right now, I can tell you how to live on the beach in Vietnam vividly, detailed info-wise. I can give you so many details about what you'll like, what you may not like, what's on the street, what's in the back, what's in the backyard, how they do this, how they do that. Why? Because it's in my experience. You can't deny that those aren't facts now because I'm doing it. If you deny that it's not a fact, then you're the person who has the mental issues. You know what I'm saying? So it's all about user discretion. It's about, I'm trying to change my chat setting. It's all about how you see life for you. How you step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever it is you got. It's all in how you apply thought to those steps daily to give you the outcome that you want. So the signs are everywhere for me that things are up. Things are moving forward. Things are like, what? I get to do what? How do I get to do what I do now? I've been projecting this for some time. I've been practicing this. So now my experience level has risen some. I'm not a master of it yet, but That's my next goal, is like to master a level of this. Like you have direct command and control over the most powerful tool on the face of the earth. What's that? It's called thought. It's called thought. Now, you can assume the position of your enemy, which is, break the word down, enemy. What? What's in a you? What's in a me? How is that enemy? That's some street slang for that's enemy. Y'all tripping. That's who your enemy is in a you. Now, you got adversaries out there that mean you no well intent whatsoever. You got people around, you got family members just like gaming at you. They got crosshairs on your back, trying to catch you slipping. You like, dang, I ain't even got to be on the streets. You all up in my family at the family reunion trying to get me. What, you gonna leave my car on 4 bricks, take my tires and wheels and leave me stranded like this? Yeah, you got them kind of family members out there that will jack you in a hot second. But those are not your enemies. Your arch enemy is you, yourself, and I. De La Soul had a song, Me, Myself, and I. Y'all remember that? Dun, 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 dun. It's just me, myself, and I. See, that's what he was talking about. It's me, myself, and I. It ain't nobody else right now. You confused because of the way that they put this life together for you and for me, and then you follow along with that status quo-ness, and I'll be making up my own vocabulary. You following along with this thing they done put out there, this release and catch kind of analogy. Yeah, we gonna write you a traffic ticket. We're gonna release you out there because we're gonna catch you again, monetize your butt again. We're gonna, you went through the red light. There's another ticket. We catch you and release you again. You got caught up in this kind of way of thinking so long, you can't see nothing else. So now if you do schooling or shul, Sheol, look up the word Sheol, Sheol, Sheol. See what the definition of that word or what that place is like. And then slow the word down or say it differently. School, Sheol. Okay, you know they change a lot of words every so many decades and meanings to words. Okay, all the words that you use today didn't even mean what they mean today 50 years ago. I'm gonna give you a perfect example, and people know this. You'll be like, yeah, okay, I get it. The word fag. If I say back in the 80s and 90s, you fag, they talking about you gay. Okay, I'm calling you gay, right? But back in the 20s, certain group of people that came up with the word, give me a fag. That was give me a cigarette, a skinny cigarette. That's what they called fags back in the 1920s. Then later on, that word becomes popular, calling a certain group of people, or excuse me, let me rewind that. Calling people who have associated themselves with a group, a particular group. That's when they started calling those people fags. You know, they say, you faggot. Well, really that word was on the streets you would say that and nobody would get offended because, yeah, I don't have one right now. You'd be like, you ain't got a fag? Everybody got a fag. You ain't got no fags? I ain't got no more cigarettes, bro. That's what the word was used for. So the word play and the word, look, all this stuff is made up. Somebody made all this stuff up. How we talk, how we see, how we look. You haven't put any work yet into how you made up stuff for yourself. That's what the problem, that's where the enemy come from. You say, oh, the enemy is Satan. You're not even pronouncing the name right. It was pronounced Satan. Okay, you got to put the right inflections on the stuff to actually mean what it say. We use this Western theology-based kind of thinking and apply it to everything, thinking that everything in the world supposed to be the way we understand it to be. The word understanding is a military term, just like stand down. Understand. That's why police officers, do you understand? They're getting you to comply to their authority. As soon as you answer yes, you just understood you're under their authority now. So just a lesson word to the wise, or those who are becoming wiser. You get pulled over by a police officer, of course, be respectful. Don't, you better have your hands in the air, have your hands on the steering wheel. But if you're Caucasian, you ain't got to worry about all that. You know, you could actually argue a police officer down and probably state something different and have a different outcome. And that's just the realness of being in the West right now. But always never say, I comprehend what you just said. Never assume the position of them taking authority over you, or like in a court case, okay, you're being pulled into, I'm trying to think of the word, but you're being pulled into their control by answering questions a certain way, using certain words that you've been trained to answer that way, so that you're always guilty. Okay, so never answer, I understand. You can simply answer, yes, I heard you, or I comprehend, or if you brother man, be like, yep. You can Teddy Riley, do Teddy Riley. Y'all remember Teddy Riley with the group guy? Just, yep. Do you know you were speeding? Yep. Do you have your ID? Yep. Can I get your ID? Nope. You know, something like that, to that effect. But anyway, how's a message held for review? What's going on with this message? A faggot. Oh, because it said that word, so now it's being held for review. That's crazy. See what I'm saying? You can't even make a comment about words that's been used, and then YouTube over here flagging people's accounts. They held it for review, and I'm trying to figure out. I didn't know that they was. Well, I know they AI is doing stuff, and this just goes to prove it. It's not like Miss E was on here and said, let me see, and said something and blocked the user or whatever. It's like it's being held for review. That's pretty jacked it up. But anyway, y'all, this is where we at right now. We in a lot of people in the sunken place. What's the sunken place? Here. Sunken, the mind's eye, you know, the pineal gland, calcified pineal glands, can't function. Yeah, you know, most people have energy blockages in their chakras. You got your crown chakra, your throat chakra, your heart chakra, solar plexus chakra. You got the one down here up under your other place chakra, your no square chakra. And if you got energy blockages in any of them, dis-ease starts to occur in the body. How we get on this subject, I don't know, because I took some downloads today. When I jump in the ocean or the pool in the morning about 8 a.m. or 7 a.m. when the sun's just coming up, that's download time. That's solar download time. And that's an important time to get some sun, get some energy, get some light, let your body metabolize that energy, and then you're able to transmit differently the things that need to be transmitted. Otherwise, if you do it off of your pure light energy that's in you all the time, you'll drain your batteries. Yeah. So just keep in mind some of the things that I'm saying. There's no real flow here. There's no like methodology. You know, I just ramble. I go from one thing to the next, to the next, to the next. Take what you can use it. Everything else you can't. If it goes over your head, disregard it. Get back to that at a different time where you paradigm shift up out of that paradigm that you're currently on. But go into each day, go into the evening, y'all in y'all evening time over there, Eve, Adam and Eve, evening, okay. Go into, and there's a whole backstory about that too. That's ridiculous. Anyway, we'll get with that later. I don't want to mess nobody up too bad, you know, because I have to responsibly pick some of the stuff that I say because everybody's not ready to hear. And you shouldn't listen if I'm saying something you just can't deal with, like yo, I don't believe, then you need to turn it off quick. Because I always tell everybody, if you believe a certain way and you real strong about it, and that's what you gonna did, and that's what you get up every morning desiring to do, and you turning water into wine, and you walking on the water, and you breaking 2 breads and 3 fishes and feeding 5,000. If you did that stuff, you better keep that moving. You know what I'm saying? Keep that moving. Whatever other book out there you're doing, if you're going to do it, do it. See, I'm going to pick on y'all with this one. You might be some other kind of religion. I don't know. In your mind's eye, you know which one you follow. So you'll think I'm targeting you, but no, I'm just saying in general. The way that you are processing everything in your reality is through someone else's fingerprint that was applied to you. Now you're at the mercy of that programming. It don't matter which religion or which way you follow. It matters what the outcome is. So like if you're going to do a book and you're going to talk about that and you're going to break out different sayings in any book, then I expect to see you doing the things in the book, not saying the things in the book. I expect you to be out broadcasting and not just receiving. You see what I'm saying? Because it's easy to say something when someone's talking what may appear to be against your thing. It's easy to then comment on that. But then if you're going to talk it, what we got to do? Now walk it out. Now walk it out. You know, you're going to have to walk it out. If you ain't walking it out, go on, stop talking about it. If you ain't walking out your desires in full digital 3D, 5D color, and it ain't showing up as an actual substance on the planet that goes and assists somebody else, then guess what? You're wasting your time. You're wasting your time on this planet. You only got so much of that stuff they call time, which is a made up thing anyway. But it's a catchphrase. We kind of use it. We use things loosely with that language, like I told you. But, you know, you only got so much of that stuff they call time. Now, your energy being is indefinite. Your energy being is forever, ever, 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 ever. And some crafty person came up, or peoples, maybe it's a council of Nicaea, I don't know. So I'll let y'all catch up. If you know some things, you'll know what that is. If you don't, I ain't gonna go on into it because I don't want to disrupt some people's, you know, they thoughts about certain things. Stay strong in what you believe. Don't let nobody tell you nothing different. That's all I can say about anything. Don't follow my way unless it's some way you need to follow. Follow your way. Do it hard. Work that thing. Work it out. If you work in the Bible, that thing, you should be going through Bibles every 12 months. These pages all tore up. Grease stains on there from when you was eating that egg sandwich while you was reading. Wax from the candle you was burning all night, all up on the pages. Your Bible should look like a Vietnam War veteran's shirt when he was fighting the war. You know what I'm saying? That's what needs to be happening. Because if your Bible all clean and all pristine and stuff, and the pages all crisp, I'm gonna look at you like, you really reading some things, you really seeking some things, you gonna tear some stuff up. They're gonna wear it out. The spine on the book gonna be falling apart. Somebody gonna see your Bible like, oh Lord, let me get you a new Bible. You be like, there's my weapon right here. If you rolling like that, that's how we roll. Whichever way you believe, that's the way you roll right there. If you gonna did it, go ahead and did it. You know what I'm saying? Anybody out there with me, give me a high five. If nobody does it, I'll high five myself. You know how I get down. I'm my own best friend and I'm my own worst enemy. Sometimes I'm the only person I need to be talking to. Same for you. You don't need a psychologist. You just need to learn how to talk to self. But it's what to tell self is most important on a regular basis that gives you the outcomes that you need to have while you're here. You sitting around thinking about, oh, I would like to do this, I would like to do that. High five. Who that? Conrad? That's what's up. You sitting around, oh, I can't do this and I can't do that. That word was designed to make sure that you never can. The word can't is a negative. I can't. That just don't make sense to me. My whole concept of words is, oh, I will. It might not be hot this right this second, but I'm about to do that. I will do that. I'm doing that right now. I'm kind of sounding kind of Denzelish right there. I'm going to do this. I'm like, yeah, absolutely going to do it. You know what I'm saying? So watch these words, man. Put the S on the front. Watch them swords. Okay? Watch them swords out there you using against yourself, particularly against yourself right here. I don't have. I can't. It need to be erased from your vocabulary. You know, if you want to say I didn't, that's past tense for something I just didn't do yet. But I can't and I won't and all these different negative words, you know what I'm saying? It's time to get rid of that stuff. You got to start chiseling away at the things that are keeping you from your desired outcomes. Like everybody bags on, oh, all that positivity stuff. It's cool, but it ain't like that. It's whatever. Well, you could call it positivity. You could call it this, quantum physics. I don't care, whatever you want to call it. Quantum physics isn't it. That's a whole mathematical computation of things, physics and metaphysical kind of stuff. But, you know, you could call it what you want, but the word positive is never synonymous with negative based on our programming. Positive is always the opposite of negative. And then negative is typically the word they use for low or down, even lower amperage, or my bank account was, I'm not saying that about me. I'm not going to end that sentence with that word, but a lot of people's bank accounts are in the negative. You know you don't like that. You don't want to be in the negative. You like trying to how I can get the positive. So if the words match with the outcomes, then you must use the words more. If you fail to use the words more and you stay in the middle in the gray area, you're going to use what's being suggested to you more. And if what's being suggested to you more is the daily lethal dose of what's in the politics business, what's going on in the news, and on the news cycles, and what's Trump doing, and what's Biden not doing, and what's he forgetting, and why he keep falling asleep, and why Trump still darker color than me, got an orange tan, and all these stupid things that's going on. Jamie Foxx in the hospital, and Puff Daddy, the one who did all that stuff, man, come on. And then what? They getting richer by the minute, and your bank account going negative by the second. Okay, that's all that's happened. They can make money off of producing negative outcomes because after a while, people stop watching happy stuff. Got to go back to, you know, you've been practicing negativity so long. It's like people get angry at you when you do something positive. People tripping like, they can't even accept the fact that you buying their groceries for them. Or some people like, nah, yo, how do I know this experience? Buy your groceries, I got you. Oh, no. Sound like Kevin Hart. No. Wait, whoa. Wait a minute, man. No. Okay? Sound like that sometimes, like, whoa, you can't even receive that? You got a serious plug in the database. You can't even receive goodness. Can't even receive positivity. You know, and then some people be taking positivity. Oh, I'm gonna take that. And don't have no mindset to regurgitate the experience for others so that they can continue to get it coming to them like that. So these are the things that you got to start looking at. It's real simple. You got too much vocabulary, got too many things to focus on, too many passwords, too many passcodes, too many Gmails, too many Twitters and all this stuff going on, right? And really all you need to know is there's left and there's right, there's up and there's down, and there's forward, and there's backwards. Those are the directions you can pick to go in. It's all user discretion. It's up to you. So, are you going to let those that suggest your outcomes dictate which direction you go? Or are you going to dictate to this thing out here, okay, the matter? They say, why does it matter? Because everything is made of matter. That's why it matters. What you talking about, Major? It's matter. Everything's matter. The tables matter. The phone matter. The wall made out of pixels of matter. All these little different pixels add up to this. Boom. You got a wall. Feels solid to my physical hand because this hand only knows what solids are. It don't know how to go through this solid. Okay? The body been programmed from the mind, and when the mind done told it that you can't walk through that wall. So it makes somebody that can walk through a wall appear to be God. Duh. They mastered the mental game that controls the physical game. That's what the Kemetic sciences was all about. That's what Kemet is, the place that's now called Egypt, renamed by the Greeks. Y'all know y'all still serving a lot of Greek gods and this, that, and the other, right? Y'all know the word Jesus. I hate to break this to you. I'm going to go and break it to y'all. Probably lose viewers. It's been happening anyway, so I might as well keep it rolling. I ain't even worried about that. Whoever here need to hear, and whoever don't, adios amigos, señoritas. So, the word, go look this up in the dictionary. Go look in the Webster's. The word Jesus, the real pronunciation of that word is Jesus. And then Jesus has to do with the Greek gods. Okay? What was his name? I'm trying to remember the actual name of that god, but if you go look up who Jesus is in relation to the Greek gods, that's who that entity's name is pointed to. Now, if you were to go into a little deeper text, a little bit prior to the Greeks, then that name, Jesus, would be called Yah. You got the sound Yah because there was no J. J is a recent, like I've said this before, J is a recent invention in the English language 450 to 500 years ago. And then some people, get that out of here. That don't make sense. Well, because you stuck in the box. All languages change. Look, one country gets taken over by another, and then 100 years later, they used to cook French fries. Now they making tofu. You know what I'm saying? The people down in South America used to be rice and plantains, and now they got a whole different cuisine, Spanish cuisine. Cuba, Spanish cuisine. That's not the original people's food or language for that land. Y'all think Cubans speak Spanish because they're Spanish. They got taken over by the Spaniards. That was one of the plantation islands for the Spaniards in their colonial times, which we're still under. Don't be fooled. It's all illusionary, but it's still here. And you just got to understand that that's where these things come from. I'm trying to help you break out of the mental prison that you could be in. I'm not saying that y'all listen to me are, but whoever picks up this video and walks down the street with it might be. So then who's responsible to set the prisoners free? Now, parts of the Bible actually got good information, got a lot of positivity stuff in there. Go in the book of Proverbs, a lot of positive quotes. The biggest problem with the Bible, however, is none of the people that are in it wrote any of it. I'm gonna let you look, I did it in slow motion. What? How you do it live in slow motion? Because I'm talented. What? The people in the Bible, the names, none of the people wrote any of it. It's a compilation of plagiarized writings from lots of scrolls from all over the world, put together intricately, and things have been removed, just like any publication that you see that says revised edition, that means revised copy. Revised means changed. Copy means of what? It's a remake, never the original you've seen. So then you'd have to question. You say, why would I question God? Well, I'm not saying question yourself. Maybe that flew over your head. You question everything. That's what you're supposed to be doing. Why is the water this beautiful greenish blue out there? I need to know why. Oh, there's a certain kind of algae at the bottom of this ocean in here that loves this type of warm water and this kind of setting, blah, blah, blah. And that's how you get, no more mystery. It's not the occult anymore. The occult just means unknown. The land of the unknown. Oh, he's in an occult. Yeah, because you don't know nothing about what they do over there. That's all it means. Go look up the definition. We scared of all these words. Oh, that's their code. I don't mess with that. What you mean? Why don't you mess with that so you know about that? So if that come knocking on your door, you'll know what it is. If it got a robe over his head and trying to hide itself, you'll still know what it is. You're so scared to tap into things because you think you're going to go against your God. How is that possible when you're supposed to go throughout the earth? In that book, you're supposed to go out through the earth, trying to talk to everybody and their mama about what you believe, right? Hey, you did that yet? Hey, you went out? Hey, you left your wife and your children behind and took up your cross and followed your master? Have you got rid of all your earthly goods and went on a journey across the world to see what's really happening out there? Because if you haven't, you can't sit there and claim that something is the top thing. You're just basically opinionated about it, highly opinionated about something, but it doesn't mean it's a fact. The Quran, the Boga, I forget some of these books' names, some of these the Talmud, all these different books. It's a whole bunch of other religious books. There's even books on Buddhism that I've heard that they sell to the Western culture because you understand it a little different. It's easy to sell, but the real Buddhisms, the real Buddhist people over here, they like, that's not the real Buddhism. Oh no, that's not even close. It's a remote viewing instrument that lets you into our world a little bit, but it's not the actual Buddhism. So see, it's not just your religion or this person. It's like all of them. You really got to go where the origination point, the epicenter is to really. So if you're saying that this is the top tier in the world and everybody must follow this, then you need to go find out where that top tier information came from. That should be your life's journey right there, is going to find out and putting eyes on getting the experience with what you believe in is to be true. You should be carrying out the task of the journey to go find and research that so that you know for sure that's what it is you're in. And that's what you do and that's what you did. That's what you produce. Because for me, I got to be honest, it never produced anything favorable for me. I just kept waiting for someone to help me while I'm out helping myself, because I'm an entrepreneurial minded cat. So I just go out there and I done lost so many businesses and money and this and that, and then I done made a lot of money. But guess what? You can't take that from me because I got the on the ground experience. I can tell you how to start a company with $50 and make it rock, and 2 years later be making $30,000 a month off of that $50 in a bucket mentality kind of business. I can show you how to travel around the world and have the money coming in to pay for all that, blah, 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 blah. I can do all that, but I can only do it based off of experience. I can't do it based off of reading a book. How I look reading a book on how to live in Vietnam. I ain't never went. I ain't never journeyed there. I don't know nothing about Vietnamese food, women, clothes, how they do stuff. I don't know nothing. But I'm over here trying to convince you that this is what your journey needs to be about. You need to be in Vietnam. You need to. And the first question out somebody's mouth gonna be, yeah, when you been? You been? But I'm a specialist in the book. That's pretty important now. I got all the information. Intellectually, yeah, I've been there, but physically, what you mean? Physically? Yeah, had you been to set your foot in Vietnam? Well, I watched the movie Tropic Thunder and Good Morning Vietnam now with Robin Williams. So I seen some war movies, and I kind of got I kind of see the thing how it. I would use the N word, but I ain't gonna use it here because somebody really get it. Yeah, please, y'all, for real. So you can just read a book and be a specialist on the book, and then tell other people that's what they need to be doing from the book, but you ain't never set foot. Come on, man. Who's lying and who's truth? What's real and what's fake? So that's where I'm coming from. That's what this download was about today. Getting all real, getting up in your stuff, kind of talk. That's the big holdback mechanism. That's why it's there. That's why it's been planted there to hold a lot of people back around the world. And just FYI, that thing that you call in the West being the true thing, being the thing that the whole world is pinned to, like that's the main God source for the whole world, you in delusion. Unless you've traveled around the world and set foot on other lands and asked those people specifically, hey, what's your belief over here? What y'all follow? You're going to find out real quick that what you thought was the truth, TRUFF, ain't looking too truthful. It's not as big as a plug as you're thinking it is. It has a lot of grip on a lot of folks, because Catholicism and Christianity, same thing. They just had to figure out ways to get more people up in the thing. Because when it's about control, it's about control. What y'all think the whole the religious wars back in the day? Y'all seen the movies, right? The old movies with the knights in shining armor. You got the Knights of the Round Table, always got the red cross on their clothes with the circle. Huh? Y'all know another group that got that circle with the red cross on their little white suits? Them cats was going through the land. All these holy wars have been playing out for some thousands of years. Okay? The wars and rumors of wars in that book coming from that. There's been, the warfare been going on for 5,000 years. Been a long time. Man has not been himself for a long time. And I mean women too, And by the way, women are so important. You're the womb. That's where creation starts for humankind, in a womb. Y'all, they done pushed y'all to the side, stepped on y'all, slid you over here. Yep, you stay at home and take care of the kids and do this, that, and stay at home, be the homemaker, blah, 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 blah. You ain't supposed to be the tribal leaders no more. You gotta move y'all out of the way. Y'all too much trouble. We can't do what we want, so we got 5,000 years ago, we gotta start moving y'all out of the way. Anyway, that's a whole nother conversation. But these dudes with the suits, the holy wars going on, one country against the other, European nations. That's why you see them knights in shining armor movies all the time. You see the movie 300 and you see all these people. You don't hardly see no brown folk nowhere. We might be one of the first ones to get tossed over the city wall, get killed in the flick, and that's the last you see of the brown people in the movies. But ironically, in all of these tales, there's no brown folks hardly anywhere. I think in the Robin Hood movie, they had one. No, that wasn't Robin Hood. That was the son. It was another knight in shining armor type movie. Had one black warrior dude. He won. He got killed early on in the movie. That's typical protocol for the superheroes that are that color in those types of movies to get, if they're even in there, you get knocked off pretty early. And that's a whole conversation too. The scenery, the pictures you see is always European looking people talking about they going to the motherland and talking about they got to go do this and do that for the king or the queen or whatever. Their job was to kill, steal, and destroy. That's why it's in that book called the Bible. Oh man. Yeah, I think I'm still live, but it says something went wrong on my screen. My ticker's still going, so I'm gonna keep rolling. So I hope we're still rolling here and y'all can still see. But maybe they cut me off because I done said some things. But that whole issue of these movies are the holy wars, and they were going from village to village, killing women, children, everybody. Why? Because they're putting the fear of the God that they were making prominent in the land, So they warned one kingdom against the other for who would have the right of holding the religion of the land over the people. That's what that was all about. It had nothing to do with uh, spreading the good news of the God spell, It had nothing to do with that. It had everything to do with, let me try to change it. It had everything to do with conquering people and putting them under the control of the religious political structure. So that's what's been going on, and it has nothing to do with this religion or that religion. It does today because now that's permeated the thoughts and minds of the peoples in different demographics. But guess what? Now that it's done that, they don't have to go fight. Well, now they fight them wars differently. They fight them wars with TV evangelists. They fight them wars with showing you starving children in other countries give money for this or that, and then they taking the money and doing something totally different with them kids. That's one village where starving children are, and then they don't show you the rest of Africa that's living in abundance and green and people building new houses and driving new cars. They don't show you that Africa. They still trying to sell you the disease and famine and this, that, and the other. Now that's going on too. But it's not like that whole continent of Africa. That's a supercontinent, yo. That place ain't no joke. China is the top of Africa. Everywhere they say the Middle East, that's a lie. Ain't no middle of no east. You either east or you west or you north or you south. You ain't in no middle of the east. Okay? They made that up. That's Africa too. So, look, I'm going to end this live. I hope everything is going good. I hope that this live is still transmitting to you. I have an error message on my screen and I can't see any of y'all chats right now. And it says something went wrong, try again, tap to retry. Every time I tap, it's not doing nothing. NUFFING. So they playing once again, and that's all right. Let them play. It's their platform and do whatever. But I'm going to keep transmitting till the wheels fall off. So it is what it is. I hope this message resonates with you in some form or fashion, to the positive side, not the negative. And I hope that you get what you need to get from this downloads I got today, and then you upload, and then it's time for you to go make it live out there in the 3D realm with this stuff, okay? You're the most important person you need to talk to every day. Watch what you suggest to yourself, and definitely what you allow to be suggested to you at all times. Like you say in the hood, in the boxing, keep your hands up at all times, young man. Keep your hands up. Hoop, hoop. Guard your mind. That's in the book too. Guard your mind. This is Major, signing off for another kind of cool video. Come back when this thing posts, if it does, and drop some comments. Show your love to the channel by doing that. Appreciate all of your energy gifts, positive energy gifts. Leave that stuff in the comments so people can see what you got to say as well about positivity and assisting people move forward instead of backwards. Yo, signing off for another kind of cool video. This is Major, baby. We out of here.